The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
You know what the best part is? When the elections are over, the signs are gone too. I drove down the street today in Evergreen Park, went through some of the neighborhoods actually. I was doing a few different things around town, and it struck me all of a sudden why everything looks so different. There's nothing in anybody's lawns. By now, all the local results are out. The incumbents won across the board. One thing I found very interesting, basically the same percentage victories as 4 years ago. The margins of victory in the races here in Evergreen Park basically stayed the same. Speaking of being consistent, the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, the proud sponsors of the EP podcast for the last many years, and they are the easiest place to talk about each and every week because I love going there. I love the mobile banking app. I use it all the time. I love the option of having free ATMs wherever I go with their total access checking account. When I signed up for that account, I got a $300 bonus with qualifying activities. And I also love the fact that when I get an overdraft, I don't get an overdraft charge because I make mistakes just like everybody else. You should get with the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. Stop in and see them today in that iconic building at 95th and Pulaski. No minimum monthly balance, no monthly maintenance fee. The First National Bank of Evergreen Park, member FDIC. Today's show is basically done on the road, and the interviews and events and guests are unique. We're going to do an entire interview inside of a working car wash here in Evergreen Park as cars are going by. Before we get to that, Central Middle School had a Tween Club event this past Friday. All of the fifth graders that are going to be joining CMS next year from all 4 elementary schools in all 4 quadrants came together. There was a DJ. There were escape rooms. There were a lot of excited kids, and the EP podcast was there. As you listen to me talk with the teachers that were there running the event, you can hear the excitement and the chaos behind me. One thing is for sure, those kids were having a great time. Take a listen. The EP podcast out at Central Middle School, where there is a party going on behind me. One of their teachers, Siobhan Brewer, is standing here with me. How are you, Siobhan?
I'm doing great.
Okay, now listen, don't worry about the noise. These mics will be able to pick us up, okay? But Perfect. It is getting loud back there because you have fifth graders in CMS. It's a tween event. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so we decided to put on an event called Tween Club, and it's a great experience for our elementary school students who are about to enter Central Middle School next school year, and so that they can get acclimated with other students. And it was really nice actually because we sent out a survey and the students signed up for which activities they wanted to be a part of. And now today they're going to get to go to those different rooms that they signed up for, and they're going to be able to meet other kids who have like interests like them.
Yeah.
And so they'll have like great conversations, play some fun games. It's going to be a blast.
I think it's a really interesting idea because if you think about it, this school district, unique compared to some other school districts, you have 4 elementary schools.
Yes.
And they're coming from all 4 quadrants, but they're all going to get here eventually in the 6th grade. So you have a bunch of kids that may know each other maybe from Little League, but there's a lot of kids don't know each other.
Right.
And this gets them used to each other. And what better way to get them all whipped up is with a loud DJ in the background.
Right. And that's where they're starting. Get the party started. Yes. And you know what? When students come to middle school, they're already very anxious about, meeting new friends.
I was anxious the moment I walked in.
And now they're going to have the opportunity to actually meet people ahead of time and be like, oh, wait, I remember you from Tween Club. Remember we were playing Legos. We did the escape room and we won. So this is a great experience for them to get that, experience before they actually start middle school and take a little bit of those jitters away.
Now, this is a kickoff event for this year, so they're going to have different events?
Yes, actually. So in May, we are planning a 5th grade field trip to the Tinley Park roller rink. Okay. And that is also an awesome blast for kids because all 4 elementary schools of 5th graders are going to get to roller skate and have fun. And the favorite part actually is the concession stand.
That is a lot of fifth graders.
Yeah.
I mean, like, first of all, I think it's crazy. I mean, you see them filing in behind us if you watch us on the YouTube channel after you listen to it on the podcast. It's just a massive stream of children.
Yeah.
Like, I have a fourth grader.
Right.
And when I heard I was going to see a bunch of fifth graders, I was like, oh, no, this is going to be loud.
Yeah.
And it is. But then you're going to put them on roller skates.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun. I
guys are
promise
nuts.
I will not be on those skates. I will fall. But yes, last year we started, it was our first year doing it at the roller rink, and I mean, it was so amazing. Kids were like finding each other, like, although we do have 4 quadrants, some of the kids meet each other from different sports teams. They might be on a different team or something with other schools. And so they actually are able...
Like this kid here.
Like, hi!
It's the best thing. The best thing about doing this interview with all these kids is that they're all like, there's a camera, there's microphones.
Yeah, they just walk up.
Like, get me on here. They don't know. They don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
They don't know what we're talking about. But you said last year was the first time you tried the roller skates. How long has the actual Tween Club thing been going on for? Do you know?
This is actually our first year. This is our kickoff event. We're hoping, well, it's already a great turnout.
Right.
So this is our first year, and we're hoping to do it every year moving forward.
What do they have around here? You said that there's different activities they sign up for.
Yeah, so there's 5 different activities. We actually have 2 different escape rooms because that was very popular on the survey. So the kids are actually going to experience a real life escape room where they have to unlock boxes and there's search for clues. And then there is a game room where they'll get to do games like Dungeons and Dragons, Giant Uno, Giant Jenga.
Yeah.
And then there will also be a building room where students will be able to use their STEM skills to build with Connects and Legos and, make domino races. And then there will also be a creative room where students will be able to, showcase their talents and paint, draw, make origami. And then there will also be a DJ dance and karaoke right behind us. And that's where they're starting off at.
One of the things that I found really interesting, because you teach here at CMS, correct? Am I right about that?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you teach here at CMS?
No, I actually teach. Hi, this is one of my students
Okay.
right here. No, I actually teach at Northwest Elementary.
Okay, so you're at Northwest.
Yeah, and I'm a 5th grade teacher
I
there.
was trying to figure it out. I was like, there's all these kids seem to know the teachers that are walking around.
Right.
So this is all the elementary school teachers that are in here tonight.
Yes.
Running this thing.
Yes, and some parents too.
Some
We have some
parents are
parents
walking
here,
around
and all the 5th grade teachers are here. So now they're going to see their familiar faces of their teachers outside of school hours too.
To do this on a Friday, like, look,
We're dedicated here in Evergreen
We're
Park.
recording this on a Friday at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
This is dedication. Because 4:30 in the afternoon, a lot of us are thinking happy hour. We're getting out of town. You're partying with a bunch of 5th graders.
Yes,
So
it's a blast.
This is dedication,
Right.
is what this is.
Yes, it is.
Are you going to try any of the things? You going to the escape room at all? Or?
Oh, I'm actually running one of the escape
running?
rooms. Yes,
So you know how to
escape
get out
rooms
of it.
are my jam. So I was like, sign me up. I'm doing that room.
All right, well, I think it's a great idea. It's probably going to ease kids into this building because this has got to be intimidating.
Yes,
Going
it
from the
is.
smaller school into CMS has got to be an intimidating.
And you know what? I used to teach 6th and 7th grade at a middle school. Not this one, but at a different middle school. So
Yeah.
I know kind of like those jitters that they kind of get to. So yeah, all of the teachers came together and were like, yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go because
Okay.
Open Gangnam Style is on.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you're going to go
I'm not going to bust a move. I don't want to
Yeah.
showcase
I
all my
almost jumped
talents
into it
all
there,
in
and then I
one
realized I
spot.
didn't want to do that.
Exactly.
well,
Hi, sweetie.
Thank you so much for joining
Okay,
us.
thank
Enjoy
you.
the party. Good luck with the escape room and all
Thank
these kids.
you. Thank you. All right, bye.
And now I have Allie Banks from Southeast. She's another 5th grade teacher who is giving up a Friday to be surrounded by her students and other people's students. Are you out of your mind? What are you?
Out of my mind having fun. We're having a great time.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is loud. I mean,
You can hear the spirit, that is for sure.
this is the kickoff event for the Tween Club. I hear we're going to put these kids on roller skates in May.
Yes, so all of our 5th graders from the 4 different schools are gathering here tonight.
Yeah.
And they are getting to meet each other, start building friendships. The next time they'll all see each other together is in May. We're going to go on a roller skating field trip, and then they'll see each other all here next year in 6th grade.
You know, I got to tell you, the thing that is interesting to me is I remember what it was like to be this age, but I'm a child of the 80s. So in the 80s, if you would have taken, and they're all partying there.
Oh, yeah.
If you would have taken one grammar school and put them in the same building with a different grammar school, we would have not gotten along. Like, I don't think that we would have all been, like, running around hugging each other like these kids are. It's a very different time.
Yes, I think they're all so connected through social media, and they're all just so excited about, the idea of growing up and coming to middle school that they're just immediately looking to make new friends. And some of them know each other from sports teams through the schools, might recognize each other from kind of across the lines, but they seem super excited. And we've got all the kids mixed up in different groups to hopefully encourage them to not just stick with their pod.
As you were over in your classroom and you were getting the kids ready for this, what were the things they were most excited about or most worried about?
Yeah, they were all super excited for the different activities. They got to preference what they wanted to go do. We have like a craft room, escape rooms, a dance and a DJ. So they were super excited about the activities. There was a little bit of nervousness about, am I going to get to go with my friends, trying to coordinate the rooms. But the closer we've gotten, the more excited they've been to kind of get to know more people. And we've been reassuring them, you're going to make friends, and it's just going to get you even more comfortable for next year.
When I went to grammar school, I went to one that went first grade through eighth, and then you went to high school. So I didn't have that switch over like they have here in Evergreen Park. So I'm curious, like in the eighth grade, the eighth graders feel really cool, but they're nervous about high school, and they move up. In high school, the high schoolers feel really cool, and they're a senior, and they can't wait to see what college is going to be like. What's it like for a fifth grader getting ready to go to the sixth grade at another school? Like, what do you get off of them?
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of just, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so much more grown up. But there's also a lot of nerves. There's always the locker. That's always the big thing.
Well, they get the lockers now.
Am I going to open my locker? What's going to happen? The nervousness, well, I should say the frustration with no recess. That's a big hot topic in fifth grade. What do you mean my recess is going away? But there's a lot of kind of, I think, hope that they have, who am I going to be? Am I going to be like an older kid? I always try and tell them when I was a kid, when the school I went to, we moved up to the middle school in seventh grade. And that's really where I started finding my friends who I went to high school with. And I keep telling them it's a whole new world, a whole new group of people and connections they're going to get to make.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to let you get back to this because it sounds like they're doing announcements and stuff like that. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. It's going to be a fun time.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. It is now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street, brought to you by Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. The menu, incredible, always adding new and exciting flavors. The wines, I heard this past weekend, over 100 on the menu, I believe. Sometimes I like to just sit at the bar and listen to Reed open up that encyclopedia of wine that he has inside of his brain and share it with whoever sits down and asks a question. And the pins I had this weekend wasn't bad either. See everything they have to offer and upcoming events at SpokenVineWines.com. Cook County Leak Repair. What is that? If you have a leaky faucet, a running toilet, things that are leading to high water usage and increased bills. Trust me, I got my water bill. Somehow it went up. We had a talk in this house about not staying in the shower too long. Cook County Leak Repair, though, wants to help out income-eligible suburban Cook County residents who own or rent their homes and actually come and fix some of those problems for you. Go to cookcountyleakrepair.org to get more information. Did you know there was a cooking class here in Evergreen Park? There is. Cooking for Adults with Steve, happening at the community center twice this month, April 16th, 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. an afternoon class. You're going to learn how to cook chicken noodle soup and chocolate chip cookies. For $25, go over to the community center and cook with Steve. Or on the 24th of April, it's an evening class, 6 to 8 p.m., meatloaf cupcakes, green beans, pecan caramel bars, and you can bring your own beer, seltzer, or wine. It's $25 to also cook with Steve that night. The week of April 21st to the 25th, the Youth Center is going to be open from 1 to 6 p.m. for spring break activities, including grandparents and grandkid days. Grandparents are welcome to bring their grandchildren for fun games and refreshments during that spring break, 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. And remember, all April long, the Evergreen Park Public Library is going to forgive all of your fees, all of your fines for late books for $1. You can only use this for Evergreen Park Public Library items. If the book is completely lost and they have to get a replacement, that is not included. Frank's starting to smarten up over there. My black market book selling scheme is now kaput. I promised it earlier on the show, an interview done in the weirdest spot I think I've ever done an interview, in the middle of a working car wash. As you listen to this feature of an Evergreen Park local business that actually came to be within the past year, we went over to Wash U, and it was cold, and there were snowflakes on Monday, and it was really windy, and I was like, can we do it inside the car wash? And like no cars had gone through the car wash in like 20, 30 minutes while I was standing there. The moment the interview begins, a steady stream of cars goes right through, nonstop. I was shocked that the audio actually came out. Listen to the chaos as the EP podcast visited a working car wash as it was operating at Wash U. The EP podcast out at Wash U, actually standing in a car wash, which is something I would never normally do. I'm that guy that's always worried that the windows are going to be down and the water's going to come into the car. Jalen's with me. Jalen, how nervous do people get when they pull into the car wash? Because I used to be really nervous. Like I would start trying to roll the windows up even more than they already were.
Yeah, we get people that's more nervous than usual. Have a lot of instances where sometimes we got to stop the belt to stop the conveyor belt just for them to be a little bit more comfortable. Making sure that they know, keep the car in neutral, hands off the wheel, hands off the wheel, foot off the brake. Make sure the wipers is off. It's common courtesy. We do that for every single car that comes.
What's great here is we're actually going to see one go in here through the back of behind us right now. So take me through this. In a car wash like what Wash U has here, what is happening as we're going along? Because all I ever see is I sit in here and I just watch things batter my car windows. So what is actually happening?
So right now it looks like we got someone who's either with one of our top packages. So they get, simple soap at the beginning with a little rinse and scent. Then they get a triple foam, multiple brushes, blow jets with the water. And then towards the end, they're gonna get a ceramic coating as well. Put a little bit of shine. Then also towards the end, they'll get a little bit of wheel cleaner and tire shine as well. So,
all right, so I see all the options at the car wash, and I got to tell you, I'm a guy who grew up with parents that used to wash their own car in the driveway. So I have a very hard time picking something other than basic wash. So why would you add those extra things on? Is it something you should do all the time, or is it something you should do for special occasions?
I feel like it's something that's a benefit of doing it all the time.
Yeah.
One of the new chemicals that we're introducing is like graphene, which is a little bit of a chemical that leaves a better shine on your vehicle, but it also makes sure, like, if it's any, it doesn't.
Oh, it's getting loud. It's getting loud. This is the dryer going on in the background, right?
We got about 8 or 9 dryers that blow extremely loud, just to make sure that the car leaves not wet at all. But we also get our free towels just in case you gotta wipe it down a little bit more.
Do you ever get tempted? Like, I don't know, like, what would the dryer be like if there was just like somebody standing there? You ever get tempted when it's not running?
Oh, we walk through the dryer at all times, even when it's running. Sometimes we got to get to the other side where water hose is, or even walking towards the chemical room. Most of the staff usually is like just familiar with walking through the dryers just in case. Nothing is as serious, like it doesn't blow hard where it's like harmful or anything, but it's definitely like a powerful fan, so it's not really that crazy.
Why should people pick a car wash? Like, to me, you see them everywhere now. And there's part of me that just thinks they may all be the same thing. Are there unique things for different car washes? Does Wash U do something special?
I know we actually care about the safety of people who do come through the wash, as well as the safety of the vehicle. So we take extra measures to make sure everything is up and running. We get people that come here, once a week just to tune up our machines, make sure the soap is producing properly, but also making sure that all the equipment and everything is running well. We got a 24/7 maintenance team. Whenever we run to any issues with our belts or our wash, we put a maintenance ticket in, and they are right on it. So
I love the belts because I remember. I mean, I'm sure you remember this too. When you're younger, you go through a car wash. You used to get inside of like almost like
attached to your wheel.
Yeah, to get in there, and if you were off, you felt like something was, and you were always worried. Like here, when I pull in, I've been here a bunch of times. I can just very easily pull on, and it just takes the car. And I feel a lot safer, as you said, safer going through, and not worried if something's going to break my car.
Yeah, and then we also got this system called No Pileups, which basically is computers throughout the tunnel, as well as cameras throughout the tunnel that make sure that cars are spaced out properly. If a car gets too close to another one, or if some customer, which does happen a lot, doesn't have their car in neutral or takes their car out of neutral too fast, the no pileup system instantly stops the belt, and it won't start back up until we make sure everything is clear.
I'm going to let everybody in on a secret here. Before we started, I was like, nobody's going to come through. It's snowing today. I mean, there's been snow in April as we're recording this thing, and we got cars coming through. Is there a bad time to wash your car, a better time to wash your car? Because I always get nervous washing it when I think weather's coming.
I mean, with some of the chemicals that we do have, like the graphene, even if it does rain, sleet, or snow, it still keeps that certain shine on your vehicle. So
really?
So you can wash multiple times a day, or even multiple times a week. You don't have to worry about paint scratches or anything like that. All our wraps are cloth, so it doesn't leave scratches or anything like that. Most of the chemicals that we do use take care of your vehicle a lot.
I love this because, again, you're telling me something interesting and the dryer is going off. That thing is incredible. The machinery. I mean, I was going to say the machinery looks clean, but of course it does because there's soap everywhere, so that makes a lot of sense. But everything here seems very simplistic, very, like it does its job, it gets you in, it gets you out, and I would imagine that that's the important thing for a car wash.
Yeah, for sure. You always want to make sure everything is up and running. We do tunnel walks multiple times a day. We also have the ability to do wet downs just to make sure soap is produced properly, make sure the wraps and the brushes are moving at a certain speed. So we make sure everything is up and running and moving well.
Take me through, somebody stops by here, they're in Evergreen Park, they come over to Wash U, which I believe you've been here now for a couple of months, so pretty exciting too. Take me through it. I've seen when you come up, you have the machines here, and I can just automatically do them, but a lot of times your attendants will come out and run the machine for me. Why do you guys do that? It's very helpful, but not every car wash does that.
We want to make sure that the customers are felt welcome. Want to make sure that they leave with every question that they have answered. And we also are one of the car washes that do run promotions. So like right now, one of the promotions that we're running is a 10 for 30. So basically, you pay $10 a month for the first 3 months, which is a very, very great deal. One of our top washes, which is the U-Shine wash, runs about $25. So if you're telling me that I can pay $10 for the first 3 months, I'm basically only paying $5 extra from the actual retail wash. So with our promotions and with our memberships, they are very beneficial to the customers. They can wash at any of the locations. We have over 11 in the Chicagoland area. We also have one in Vegas, and we plan on opening more in the Chicagoland area. We also have one that's about 15-minute drive from here. You can literally go to any of the locations, wash as many times as you want per week, per day. So it's very, 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 very simple, very, very easy. And for someone who doesn't think having a membership is smart for a vehicle, think of it like a gym membership. You always want your car to be nice, well kept together. But the one thing about Chicago is we all know the weather is very unpredictable. So you can't wash your wash your car one day, and then the next day, similar to today, it can be snowing. you can have salt damage on your vehicle. And you just want to always make sure that that's kept up in top condition, and that's one of the benefits of having a membership here.
One of the reasons to get your car washed is also maintenance. You brought it up right there. You know, it cleans out everything that's underneath the car. And take me through that, because that makes a lot of sense for the membership. The idea that, you get in here whenever you need to then. You're not like, oh my gosh, I washed it yesterday, now I'm going to go back and wash it again. I feel like I'm just throwing away money. You've actually paid a pretty low price to be able to come in whenever you need to.
Yes, sir. So, like I said, one of the benefits of being a car wash in Chicago is the weather is super unpredictable. One of our busiest seasons is the wintertime, just off the strength that, salt trucks, snow, sludge, all types of things that can make your car look not presentable or extremely dirty. We make sure that every car that leaves here leaves clean and shining. Also, one of the craziest things that can happen is you can't wash your car and park under a tree, and the next morning you wake up and a bird done its business on your vehicle. We make sure when you come in that's taken care of too.
I love that. That's awesome. So where are you guys exactly located? Because I could describe it as you're on 95th Street and you're in between Pulaski and Central Park. But give me something a little bit more concrete.
Right off St. Louis on 95th Street. So I want to say 3501 West 95th Street is the exact location.
Yeah, and you guys are pretty new to Evergreen Park, but you got some cool things going on. Run down the promotions again real quick for me.
So one of the promotions that we have right now is 10 for 30. So it's basically the first 3 months that you are an active member, you're paying $10 a month before the price goes up to the regular retail prices at the end of the 3rd month.
Okay. But right now you can get in there, you can take advantage of that, and this is the perfect time of year to really get in and start doing it, because we got spring. It's going to get nice out. People are going to start doing things. You're going to be driving around in your car. But the other thing is you're going to get weird weather. So if you got the membership, you're able to take care of it whenever you need to take care of the car.
Any time of day, 7 days a week, open from 7 to 8. One of the benefits that we do have here from other car washes that we do have 2 active and running tunnels. So even if it's a extremely busy day and a long day, we got double the opportunity for you to get in and out with
Yeah, you do. You have double tunnels, which is something not everybody has, okay? And then you've got the vacuums out there. Are those complimentary, or do you pay for those separately?
You don't have to have a membership. You don't have to have a wash here. You can vacuum, use them any time of the day.
Just come up right now.
Yeah, if you want to. Even if you just wanted to try them out. Don't have to be a member, don't have to get a wash. You can use the vacuums at all times.
That's awesome. Complimentary vacuums, which is perfect. I don't know if you realize this with this area here. A lot of families, which means lots of kids, which means lots of goldfish crackers spilled in the back. Yeah.
Cheetos and French fries, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right, before we get out of here, I do have to ask you, have you ever seen somebody get into the car wash and lower their window, or forget to put them down, or even somebody who's crazy enough that they want to go through it in a convertible? Have you ever seen anything weird?
No, strangely, but I have went through this car wash before with my windows down, personally.
Yeah, I see. I screwed up one time thinking the sunroof was open a crack, and it wasn't. And when I hit the button, I opened it all the way and soaked myself in the car wash.
Yeah, me, for example, cars get real hot in the summertime, so sometimes I tend to leave my windows cracked a little bit.
Yeah.
And one time before going home, I'm like, you know what, might as well just give me a wash, give me a shine. I started seeing soap on my back seat, so instantly rolled my windows up the moment that happened. My staff member who loaded me in, they noticed it. They noticed it before I did.
There you go. Car Wash Confessions here at Wash U. Thank you so much for telling us all about it. The EP podcast out here. And again, get out to Wash U. They're here in Evergreen Park. They're a local business. They have other locations around the south side, but you're supporting local business when you're here. They've got some great promotions going on right now, including that thing you're talking about, the first 3 months. What is it, $10 a month?
$10 a month for the first 3 months, so basically 3 for 30. Another one of the promotions that we do have for this podcast specifically is if you text podcast to 22322, you'll get a voucher for a $10 U-Shine wash. And the U-Shine wash usually is about $25, so that's about a 6% discount. So.
Holy cow. So you can get this. So now, once again, where they text podcast to what?
22322.
22322. Do that right now. You're getting hooked up. Thanks so much.
Of course, man. Thank you.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.